beautiful people, and welcome back to another wonderful matchup of the Starletter I-League Star Series Season 3 American Qualifier here. We have Doo-Wop versus DileCom. I'm Kyle Guy, going to be joined again remotely by the one and only wonderful Tsunami. Tsunami, welcome back. It's been a fantastic day of Dota action. It must have been. I took the time in between the break to go out and caught a couple of highlights of some of the matches from earlier today. They were not great highlights to watch, though. As it was a lot of ridiculousness. I can't remember actually happened. It's been a weird day of Dota. I'll say that.
Sometimes you just gotta sit back and appreciate the lowlights every once in a while, you know?
You'll just see things in these games that you really just never see anywhere else. Just confident cores farming on different sides of the map, and crazy wild goose chases where no one can seem to get a kill. It's nutty, man. It's always some of the most nutty Dota ever, but it's entertaining. We will say that, right?
It reminds me that really the gap between professional and pub Dota, it's all in your perception.
It really is. And, you know, for some of these tier 3 teams, when you have the chance to play against some of the higher ranked teams, you know, maybe your best chance is to pull them into your world, you know, your crazy pub world. And sometimes it happens. Like MP earlier today, you know, it was a frantic series. They still look like the better team, but you never know what's going to happen when you get against some of these really scrappy players. But let's see how things are going to pan out for game number 2, because game number 1, very successful for Doo-Wop. You know, DileCom, they tried to dial in, if you will, to some early strengths of the laning phase by pulling out the Z-Talk Chen, which on paper and on draft, it's like, you know, this could happen, but it did not happen. It was a very sad game for the Chen. I want to see what they do to change things up here. Doo-Wop, though, I mean, do they need to change a whole lot up? They're not going to have the accessibility to the Ember Spirit, but can't go wrong when you first pick a Shadow Demon.
I can definitely see why Doo-Wop prioritize heroes that are kind of very, very slippery heroes. We had that Ember Spirit, we had that Slark, and
yeah,
they had the. Oh, never mind. DileCom had the Weaver, but I mean, Yawar does enjoy playing the Weaver, and I can see that they've honed in on their playstyle. Whereas, what was Mason's team called again? Onyx.
Onyx.
Yeah. Onyx had that lone druid kind of anchor.
Yeah.
I can see that Doo-Wop are more. It's more team oriented. I see the way that they're playing, and understandable as they've been playing together for longer than Onyx has, and so I can see that each member of Doo-Wop seems to have their own addition to the whole entourage.
They definitely each have a huge strength going for them. I mean, I could just go through the time and talk about how amazing all of them are, but you know, I don't know, they can earn that right as far as the viewers are concerned. Like they're here to like show that they are ready to take it to the next level, and they've been kind of lollygagging around long enough. Some of them have already been at that level, and they just want to get back to it again. Well, we were talking about it in a bit, but it looks like DileCom are going to have the access to the ever so precious Lone Druid this go around. Not a pick we have seen Van on very much, because when we saw Van play a lot of his best Dota, I mean, Lone Druid typically wasn't in season, if you will, and American Dota players, they did not play a whole lot of even the old Lone Druid, like the Midas farming Lone Druid. So definitely this newer Lone Druid is going to be seeing a lot of light of day. I'm just curious to see how Van's going to be working with it, and they'll put a trusty Ogre with it. I want to see him get just the Legion Commander and just really go all out on the bear.
Invoker.
And Invoker. Yeah, just have a blast.
See, it all makes sense, but then it also works on the hero itself. That's what everyone's realizing. They're like, man, we can put all this stuff on the bear. Oh, wait. Also put it on the hero.
Well, we have a Centaur come out now from Doo-Wop. This is a classic pub, like a trash pub duo. Shadow Demon Centaur, like if you're with your buddy and you want to get some wins.
That's right.
You just pair these two guys together, and you really have a good time.
Toss a Tiny into the mix. No pun intended.
My goodness. I like that pun, though.
Hey.
It's good, though. Easy setup, of course, with the Stomp, but Centaur overall now allows a way for them to make it out, where you have a Lone Druid who has like infinite range, and he's chasing it down, and he's having to connect with some ridiculous RNGesus roots. Now you have the Stampede to hopefully get you out from any sort of pickle, and or maybe engage in any sort of trouble. So solid pickup from Doo-Wop, A+ in my book, as far as my analysis goes, you know.
No, I'll corroborate that. I think that Ag could go a really long way on
Oh,
Centaur because Lone
yes.
Druid he's a really good at bothering you from afar, but then you bring all 5 heroes, no pathing, onto a hero that can really only Savage Roar once every 20 seconds, then maybe you can get the Centaur off of you, but you're not going to be able to get all 5 enemy heroes off of you, and the damage reduction is just gravy on top of that.
It's so nice. I would like to see him get even more to play to the strengths of that damage reduction, but we'll have to see. They're gonna need a way to deal with illusions though, because they opted to not ban Luna. I mean, what's to stop Doo-Wop from just pulling out like a disgusting Luna right now? You know, unless
Hmm.
DileCom pull it themselves. But I always heard. I mean, A, they already have a lone druid, so it's not likely. But I heard like one of the worst things some people can do with the Luna is play the Luna into a Shadow Demon, because by late game, Shadow Demon ends up having the better Luna. You know.
Yeah, it's a somewhat common pitfall because sometimes teams will be like, "Oh, well, we have half of the combo still in the pool. We'll pick half of it as like a denial pick."
Hmm.
And then the other people will be like, "Well, let's just take Luna anyway, whatever." And you will find out the hard way that that is not the way to deal with that.
So I'm curious if DialCom are gonna like play this next pick in the thought process that a Luna may show up now from Doo-Wop, and we're gonna have to get something to deal with it.
The question is, why did they ban Leshrac? Because
Yeah,
like
right. It's not like they're playing
everyone
complexity.
knows, yeah. I mean, whoa,
All right. I
that's a
mean,
hero I haven't seen in a while.
yeah, and I wonder, we didn't see it at all during Dota Pit, and people might have made the argument that there was that problem in the game.
Oh, the control groups.
Yeah, that might have deterred players from going for it. But if that was a problem they already knew about, I'm surprised. Like, why did they like start doing their thing where they like tweet about the problems? They're like, hey, Beastmaster, I can't play Beastmaster. The control groups are not working. You notice that no one ever complained about it until like finally it made its traction on Reddit, and they're like, oh yeah. I noticed the players didn't really have much to say about it, and I don't know if they were just like naturally like, yeah, no, Beastmaster's not really a meta, or what. Because now they fixed it, and suddenly everyone's like, oh yeah, Beastmaster's a hero again. Let's play him again. Because now I've been seeing him like, yeah, like every day. So it's hard
Uh,
to. It's very weird.
Another curious instance I enjoyed seeing was that apparently Kunkka's Tidebringer was bugged out with this Dark Moon patch, and
Oh yeah, I
no
heard that.
one levels Tidebringer, and
Yeah.
so like no one realized it until like 6 hours after the patch, and someone was like, "I feel like Tidebringer isn't doing very much damage," and everyone's like, "Why are you leveling, you fool? You just get X and Torrent," and then they're like, "Oh wait, no, it definitely is bugged right now."
Oh my goodness. It's just such a unfortunate gamble sometimes. They release this patch. It's not even the patch doesn't have anything to do with competitive Dota,
Yeah,
but
I know.
somehow something happens through the pipeline, and it's not until it's like too late. Heaven forbid it hasn't been anything so dramatic where like we're in like a serious grand final game, and obviously they're not going to release like any sort of Dark Noon patch before like a huge grand final, but tournament play happens like what it feels like every single day. You
Well,
know,
it's not tournament play though. Alliance has to be playing, and
that's
Lotus
true.
specifically has to be playing.
Yeah,
Then bugs will just emerge from the woodwork.
those are like the most memorable kind of games. It's unfortunate for them, but memorable for us. Whatever the case may be, look at this fresh, funky, and new face here. I've only seen Viper banned, and I saw him banned through like Dota Pit and even banned here in Star Series American Qualifiers. This is the first time I'm actually seeing him get into play, because it's only been like we want to ban him because we don't want to give them that easy win in the mid lane, or we don't want them to have that powerhouse in the mid lane. Here, DialCom are taking it. They're like, we will shamelessly pick this mid laner now
Yeah,
and
Viper
go
these
for it.
days seems to be like the brood mother factor, where you're just like, I don't want to have to deal with that. Let's just take it out. I don't really care what else is going on. But
Yeah.
no one really is like, dude, we gotta pick brood mother. It's gonna change everything.
They
Here
don't
we
even
are though.
know, like, it's like one of those bull pickets. Like, they don't even know who they're going against in the mid lane. They just know that
Right?
now they won. But maybe, because you still got OD out there, and you still got Razor, which I know Razor's never picked, but he is, like, one of those mid laners that could actually hold his own even against a Viper. There's not many, but, I don't know if this is one of those cases he actually considered going for it or not. Yeah, Earth Spirit can't really gank a Viper. I mean, he can, but you may risk getting yourself killed going for it. I don't know.
I mean, if they do manage to bait Doo-Wop into picking Razor, you can always send Lone Druid mid, and Lone Druid is exceptional against Razor mid.
That's true. That is true. So DileCom are locking away from this, knowing that they're at least going to get like one lane is going to really be nice for them for sure.
Hmm.
Or there's something, or you get something else. How does OD fare against Lone Druid mid if they want to do like OD versus Viper? I know that matchup is not as fair for OD as it used to be, but I don't know. Otherwise, you got to do something else, and they're doing something else. As the
Hmm.
Legion Commander comes out, but it's for Doo-Wop. Who's going mid lane against Viper?
I would guess the Legion. And she does okay because Moment of Courage is obviously going to be able to keep her somewhat healthy, and then obviously press the attack. If she's mid, she's going to have a bottle and she's going to have plenty of mana to deal with it. So it's probably a break-even lane, but I mean Viper's still going to have a fine time.
Here's where DileCom pull out the real mid laner and find out Viper's like a position 4. So here we go.
It's a Meepo.
It's a Meepo. That'd be so cool. It's a
Oh
Wisp.
my god.
Okay. All right. Oh, what a fun draft.
That's the one we didn't consider. We said Invoker, we said Legion Commander, we said Bloodlust, all for the bear, but we didn't consider Overcharge. Will we see a primary bear lone druid?
Maybe. I'm saying, like, it's been 50-50 surprisingly, where everyone's like all the rage for the new ranged sniper lone druid. I've seen just as much, whether it be AoE or move from complexity, go back and go with the classic old Midas Radiance build-up. Never see Wisp. Like, you rarely see Wisp. In American, like, in a lot of European games, like, yeah, they love the Wisp and they always go for American qualifier games, especially like when you're looking at Tier 2, Tier 3 teams, unless you're FDL and Stand King FDL, which Stand King is apparently in this game, you are not going for Wisp. He is like one of the very few people that pull out Wisp in American qualifier games. So this may confirm that that actually is Stand King. I should have like maybe tried to see to like tweet at him if it was actually him or not, but we'll see if he's playing it, then that's the case. But no, Trash Tan King is playing the Viper at the moment.
But that's the
C-Talk
beauty
plays.
of the IO though. You only really need one competent teammate. Even though DileCom aren't too familiar with each other, really IO just needs one partner to orbit around, and then you're making sweet music together.
I wonder where he's gonna go in the early game. Is he gonna like hang around with the Viper in the mid lane? Like that just seems gross.
That is the rudest lane
That seems so gross. That just seems like it's like disrespectful. Even in like American qualifiers, it's just
there is a line, and you can't.
Yeah.
Putting it. Oh my god, they're
picking
gonna do
Chen is already kind of like crossing the line. DileCom are just taking it a step further now, and they've actually played a Wisp in Game 3 and a Viper. They really just are taking full advantage of the fact that they are, you know, kind of half a team. They have 3 members, 2 stand-ins, and they're like, if we need to get wins, and we know that the
YOLO.
everything's against us, we're just gonna pull out every trick in the book here. We're gonna go with the dirty book, and that is gonna be Wisp Viper plays.
And plus, most of the time you see IO, it's whenever you have some sick heal strats going on, like the Legion Commander on their team, or Oracle, or Dazzle, or something.
Necrophos.
They have nothing. Yeah, Necrophos. They have no heals.
No.
It's just the IO.
Yep. I don't know what to tell you. He's gonna go for the bottle rush here, so they might even preserve him the bottle here at the start. Nearby we have Yawar floating around. I mean, we didn't get to talk about there at the back end of it, but, you know, good for Yawar. He's going to be able to revisit his Slark. He's already warmed up on it. It is going to be the mid lane 747 Legion Commander. Not something I've seen him play a whole lot, but he's a high MMR, high skill player. I mean, he's got to be able to know what he's doing, right? He's probably played against a couple of Vipers in his pubs, and I guess he figures Legion Commander's the answer. I'm excited to see it.
Actually, it takes overwhelming odds at level 1. That's surprising. I don't really know.
Intimidation nuke, probably. To like come to the lane, smack him with it real quick just to say, I'm here. And I don't care that you're a Viper.
To get corrosive at 1. He's like, oh my god, that was so much damage.
He's like, this guy, he's rambunctious. We'll see, though.
You got Moxie, kid.
All right, but we're expecting a bit of a doozy here in the mid lane. We'll touch base with the CS to see how it continues to evolve rather. Z-Talk
That's what I'm keeping my eye on.
Yeah, bottom lane is where we're seeing a lot of interesting action here. Biryu waiting for the setup. There's the roll in for Van. This comes after the disruption, and then the stun. Dirty Pub Straps working in this one, as it's going to be Doo-Wop who strike first. Wonderful setup from Clairvoyance, and then the roll in.
Because you know Lone Druid had to level the bear at 1, couldn't have any points in Savage Roar.
Nope. So makes it for an easy gank and a good early footprint, if you will, for Doo-Wop. So now they feel in firm control of this bottom lane, and we'll see where they take it from here. BO's going to continue to keep Mr. Stand-in in check. And yeah, you wanted to go for a pull? Nope. And even Z-Talk has to come over and help out now, but BO has Rolling Boulder, should be fine, and just going to be harassed back a bit. But significant start from them, and it does look like it's going okay as of now for Mr. Trash Tan King on the Viper. And he's only just started leveling up, so it's only going to get better for him as things go on. We'll see, though.
Yeah, I don't really know if either player can afford to go aggressive, though, because 747 can basically overwhelming odds and press the attack and get out of anything that Viper throws. And on the other hand, it's kind of difficult to duel a Viper.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Clairvoyance has spotted a farming Beastmaster. Goes for the disruption. Needs some right clicks here. Bounty rune?
Land, though.
Oh, he wanted the bounty rune. He got the bounty rune. He's like, at least I got that. Falls. Clairvoyance, though, with the heads up, moves in. I mean, his lane is not really threatened at all. Yeah, I see it here. Oh, God, he's poisoned. And he's able to salve up through it. Whew. Real close stuff, but he will be able to live on. Doo-Wop hold their 2-0 advantage for now. As this is going to get a bit awkward here. I mean, obviously Sword not wanting to be in the lane makes it a bit obvious for Clairvoyance to roam onto him. It's a free lane for Yawar to match up, and we have to look to like bottom lane now for DileCom to kind of, if they want to get the one up. I mean, obviously mid lane's going to go good for him, but bottom lane may be different.
And he actually, Van has to send his bear back to base. It was getting quite low from the harass, and so he's just kind of hanging out here by himself. Where the bear here, I guess Wisp and Ogre would like to go aggressive on this solo centaur, but that's not really easy to do when you have half of a hero.
They don't have like really good kill potential at all. I mean, only Ignite's still on the Ogre. I don't think they're ever going to kill Snake King here.
If they can get a root, it's possible, but it's going to be a wild.
Yeah. Oh, just getting kills though. It's going to be Yawar. The Beastmaster returns to the lane, and with assistance and setup from Clairvoyance, they're going to be able to take advantage of him and bring him down. Good successful move there, and the movements don't stop for Doo-Wop. His mid lane BO is going to be rolling bouldered right into the Viper.
It's only
hits him
level
a few
1,
times, but yeah, I mean, he actually needs to be more careful himself. Look at the
gosh.
damage. Ow! Oh! 747 is going to have to, you know, flex his chest here a bit in the middle lane to make sure he doesn't chase down Biryu, but they continue to impose their will onto DileCom in the early game.
I'm surprised that Sword came back to the lane. I thought he was like, even though he did get discovered in the jungle, that's still not really enough to be like, okay, let's go back to this incredibly intimidating lane of Slark and Shadow Demon. But now he's back in the jungle. Hopefully he's going to be able to find his levels before he gets rotated in on again, because Biryu's smoked up.
Yeah, him and Clairvoyance are looking for setup potential here. It looks like they're putting more priority onto the Viper, but if they want, they could just head around the corner and look for the Beastmaster. They might figure the Beastmaster could be going back to the lane, but they're still waiting for setup here. Biryu has level 2, has a stun now. It's going to be Clairvoyance going in, and he'll roll right up into that Viper.
Nice.
Ooh, misses the second connection of the Boulder Smash, but still more than enough to be able to get the takedown of the Viper here. So a successful smoke movement here for Doo-Wop. And a free bird for Biryu at the end there.
Man, and these Viper illusions created by Shadow Demon. I mean, we were talking about the potential for Luna illusions, but
yeah,
these Viper illusions, they get the Nether Toxin, and they do a lot of damage.
That is true. That is going to be actually super annoying, and probably something we'll be seeing a lot more of. I mean, yeah, of course, we'll probably get a lot of benefit from him using Disruption on his own team, but Viper, very tasty to kind of take advantage of in that department.
But root on the bot lane. That's all they needed.
Okay, are they going to get the finish, though?
Nice.
Yeah, Biryu shows up, kicks a stone right in their face, tells them to get the hell away. At the same moment, Yawar in the top lane, able to get the grab onto the Ogre, just trying to solo defend the lane because Beastmaster had pieced out from it. He's thinking that he can go there and find some solo XP, but it is not safe. Yawar had been up there, and he had been farming up, killing the Beastmaster. Nowhere feeling safe. I mean, even the mid lane that was supposed to be DileCom's best bet, as we see, still they're getting punished as the first duel is going to be coming in, and it's going to be 747 taking the victory here. Actually, no lane is going well here for DileCom now. I mean, with that mid lane gank onto the Viper, That was supposed to be their safe bet.
Yep. And that has kind of fallen apart.
Yeah.
And usually, a good way to come back into this is to get, I guess, like a Blink Dagger onto the Beastmaster. But Beastmaster have been having a really tough time, and so there's very little initiation power on DileCom. Like, need to rely on a lucky root, and that's their really only way to get an easy kill on a target.
But I'm going to be forecasting more of a aggression coming out from Doo-Wop here. Now with Duel online, I mean, I imagine they're going to be looking to put that to use as much as possible here. BO2's going to be leveling up a bit more. He seems to always kind of lack the XP in the early game. He plays that hard 5-6 kind of position, so it's going to be a bit for the Earth Spirit to kind of come up. But it's not like the same like with Z-Talk, who's not even near his level 6, but even if he did, like these relocates I imagine are going to be used much more defensively, if anything else. So I would just be cautious that Doo-Wop is going to be going on the aggressive here sooner than later. And I don't know what DileCom really have to prepare, because they're supposed to be that kind of team that's getting a lot done maybe with the Viper and just hoping that they forget about the Lone Druid who's farming up.
Yeah, this is seeming like shades of Game 1, where they have some, I guess, like, they had the Weaver in Game 1, which is kind of like the Viper in this game, to be a really competent damage dealer in the early to mid game, but just doesn't seem tanky enough to, like, take what he dishes out. And once Slark completes the Shadow Blade, which Yawar is doing fantastic right now on this Slark, then everyone on on DileCom is up for grabs.
No one even wants to go up and be near Yawar, it looks like, at this moment, until they're going to have like some sort of serious gank, which, hey, that might actually come faster than I anticipated. They smoke up now, and they have Primal Roar here. This is their best chance if they want to be able to at least get themselves on the board. Mid lane seems to be the target, but only Clairvoyance is nearby. And putting so much effort into just taking down the Shadow Demon doesn't really feel as rewarding as they would like. But they may have to settle here.
Stan King has his ult, but he's like, do I really have to use it on a Shadow Demon?
Yeah, they don't want to. As they rotate all the way over, they're still not even going to get a hold of Clairvoyance. They're going to quickly see that all of DileCom are like pushing down this mid lane, with the exception of Van here. But Doo-Wop are not going to get themselves caught in any sort of trouble at this moment. Recognize that this Beastmaster probably has his ulti now, and are looking to place things on their pace. And it's going to be a rotation in from Snake King, calling out the Stampede. Quick roll in from BO2. Quick duel damage going to be awarded. Disruption onto Stan King. He's going to get hit up. The illusions move on forward. That's the takedown of the Beastmaster right as he gets off the Primal Roar. A good quick escape comes out from Viper, but the damage had been done. Doo-Wop take the names of 2, and we'll move forward into a Tier 1 takedown.
Hell of a flank. Slark came from the top lane, Legion Commander came from the bot lane, and Centaur ulti just helped all of them get into position immediately. Until Viper gets a mech, which Viper's actually not going for a mech, it's going to be going for a Dragonlance first item. Yeah, really, DileCom needs to farm more before they can even think about pushing towers.
It's just going to be so rough, though. I mean, here we're getting closer to that minute 10 mark, and you know, Wisp level 3, Ogre level 3. Someone's got to buy Tome.
Almost a 7.5k net worth advantage in favor of Doo-Wop at 9 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, this is one of the more heavy-handed advantages we've seen in this qualifier. So DileCom to dig deep here and find their way back in. I mean, potential Viper kills should have been happening around this point. I don't even know if I've seen him dish out an ultimate yet, really. So now has to wait a bit. His team by his side. Van and Stan here now side by side. They're looking to take a Tier 1. 10 more seconds before Snake King will have Stampede up, and we could see Doo-Wop just kind of do a bit of the same here with another duel. Oh, goodness. Ooh. Huge hit on the Van. They're going to be purging him up. This Lone Druid's in trouble. This Lone Druid is a lot of trouble. They're going to get the silence. They're going to get good stun connection here, but no follow quite yet. Snake King still holding that Stampede. Didn't feel like it was the time to unleash their true fury.
Overwhelming odds again.
Boom. Another hard hit. But they're waiting. BO2 is not level 6 yet, man. If he had that Magnetize, this could have been a crushing from Doo-Wop, but they're playing this one a bit slow.
I'm actually surprised that Legion Commander is going for a Helm of the Dominator first item. I thought you could totally get away with a Blink Dagger first item this game, but I guess... Actually, I haven't seen how good Helm is on Legion. I guess you could just use the Purge for duels if you get a Purge creep.
That is true.
But I still feel like Blink is better, but these days no one buys that initiation.
Ooh, yeah, look at this. A flank attempt coming in from DileCom. You know, we appreciate the effort as going down the mid was clearly not working, but they get quickly spotted and now quickly dealt with. Ogre going to be going down first. Ztok tries to tether himself away, but he gets hit with the Purge. Needs one more hit, and it's going to be a double kill for 747, hitting him with the odds. And now that's going to lead to a doo-wop tier 1 takedown. Only the Bear can get close enough to try to be a defensive factor, but he is a non-factor. Doo-wop are going to get their tower and move about their business and enhance their lead even further. Not looking so good for DileCom.
That's a very kind way of putting it.
It was hard last game. This game, it's looking even tougher as top 3 net worth already all belong to Doo-wop here with Yawar pretty heavy-handedly out there in front.
We haven't even seen the power of Slark. Shadowblade freshly completed, doesn't even bother trying to hide it, just farms and be like, you know I have this.
Yep.
So you better watch out.
Probably passing the information that there was a ward down there. Just happy to farm through the creeps, move on through. I think DileCom are just trying to slowly push these lanes right back out, but, you know, only delaying the inevitable here. They need the element of surprise and utilizing this Primal Roar in hopes of a nice pickoff, but it's a Doo-wop on the move.
Mid. We're smoked up.
Here we go. This is a pain train, if you will.
The Bear is max, so technically it has bonus damage, and it is also has the Inner Beast. But it's slow still.
Here comes the Doo-wop pain train. Chugga chugga choo choo. Drop down the ward. There goes the kick. Nice connection, only for the one. That is quick dual damage coming their way. Magnetize is going to be dished out. Not the biggest of connection, but not going to matter as they do refresh it up. Moving on in. Slicing, taking it to Van. After the back end of the Purge, all they need is a little bit more damage. BO2 is going to be able to supply that with the back end of a Magnetize, and there is 2 cores going down just like that. Doo-wop, here they come, down from the north to make another push and advancement here. And, well, really nothing else to it. DileCom just can't really hold their own in some of these fights, especially if they're going to be outnumbered. And they're just frantic to try to just see if they can put up some defensive vision in hopes that Doo-wop maybe do something reckless. They were pretty reckless in game 1. Can't deny that.
Kind of reckless, but not really.
You know,
because
Roar? Ooh, we thought about it, but quick Shadowblade. Going to be able to get Yawar away from the trouble. This is just rough, unfortunately. No relocate ganks even available yet. Sad little Ztok still level 4. Holding hands with level 5 Ogre.
Yeah, if there's a theme of this series, it's Ztok can't get experience.
It's hard life for some of these supports. And it's unfortunate because they drafted themselves into a position where they were going to be hoping to have some lane dominance for sure. You know, obviously with the Viper in the mid lane, but bottom, as we see, a pounce jump connection onto the Beast, or the Lone Druid rather, but Savage Roar will save him for now. But Yawar is going to be happy to move in and kind of take away the creeps and get some damage onto the Bear. And they back on out. But remember the lane that they had set up for themselves in the bottom. It's just like, it's kind of awkward. You know, it feels like the Wisp pick is kind of awkward unless they were trying to get like some super dirty like Wisp Viper lane going. But, you know, for whatever the case may be, as we see the Ogre go down, easily pounced and crushed, is that they still couldn't even do much with what they had in the bottom lane to like keep Centaur at bay. I mean, that could be all because of that great first blood that they just set up to ambush the Lone Druid, but, you know, DileCom couldn't do much.
I think it would have been worth if the IO went with that Viper and they just went for that downright filthy lane just to make Legion Commander's life hell, because even though, I mean, Yawar is clearly proving to be a much bigger late game factor than the Legion Commander, at least Viper would have gotten something in his lane, and only now has Viper completed a Dragonlance at 15 minutes in as a mid Viper. That's disappointing, and even though you may have put too much investment in one lane, at least it was one hero who would get farm.
We'll have to see if overcharged Dragonlance Viper is going to be enough deeps here to kind of hold their own against Doo-wop, which I would not put my money on, that's for sure. They're still building pretty traditional here on Doo-wop. You know, at this point, you know, maybe they would build a bit too greedy, get that disrespect dagging going or something like that, and then take advantage of it. But, I mean, Snake King still has his hood. He's feeling good there. The Silver Edge is complete. I mean, supports are even getting decently sized items. Damage is rolling in for 747. So he's even the harder hitting core. Scary times here, but Doo-Wop going through the motions as they will settle for the Roche first. We'll see. Maybe DileCom can do something. They're rolling on through. They went over a ward, but they were smoked up.
Where the Hawk at, though?
Uh-oh. Yeah, they're rolling all the way up to the top lane, but Doo-Wop have also smoked here.
They got him. They ganked the Purge creep.
They both scan, but they both miss. Oh, now they'll drop the ward. Let's see here. Can DileCom do something about it? The spirits are going to tell the tell here. Uh-oh. It's Doo-Wop doing the Roche. What do we do, DileCom? There goes Biryu, looking to get the jump in, gets a nice stun. The roar is going to go off, though. But Snake King with a huge hoof stomp jumps right in, takes to the Ogre, and they're going to be shutting him down. 2 going to get dropped. Stan King now side by side with Z-Talk. Z-Talk is going to be dealt with in a heartbeat.
Nice.
They purge, and they make their move. They're looking to go for the duel, 747. Or he already got the duel done, but went back over. And now they're just kind of forcing DileCom away from the Roche. Don't even come close. This is our Roche.
On the bright side, Io did get denied to Roche. So it could have gone worse.
Well, I mean, it's one of those few opportunities where maybe you can catch Doo-Wop by surprise as they're going in for the Roche, so the effort appreciated, but obviously Doo-Wop is still a bit too swole at this point.
And plus, Beastmaster opted for a Necrobook first item as opposed to a Blink Dagger, so again, they really have no initiation, and so they can send the Hawk, they can find out what's going on, but then what happens?
They die, Tsunami.
Yeah.
Die.
Yeah.
Let's see what they can do, though, for maybe a bit of a high ground defense here. Quick move in onto the Lone Druid. Now Yawar finds himself under a bit of harassment, has to pull out the Shadow Dance and step away. Fends off to defend their tier 2 here. I mean, unfortunately for DileCom on their crutches, but Doo-Wop will not allow them any sort of easy comeback as they are pulling off here. Could as easily push forward and try to add some extra pressure onto these tier 2s, but Doo-Wop forgiving on the stay. We'll be happy to pull off for now and get back into the farm territory here, as we have now a Shadow Blade complete on our Lady Legion commander.
This bear does attack mighty fast with Bloodlust, Overcharge, and Inner Beast, I won't lie.
That's true. You know, Insta-Roots will come out. And even for ranged Lone Druid over here, he could do a little bit of damage, but you know, you are going to be working past a lot. Biryu on the Earth Spirit, I mean, it's not your more traditional Earth Spirit build, but he even has a mech for the team just because there's no real other mech candidate on the team. So even if they're able to get in, though, they have a way to kind of deal with it mid lane. Jump in, crush, while Yawar goes for Z-Talk. Don't even try to go for relocate or any sort of help on the van. They'll get that job done. Stampede's going to be coming out. Snake King moves in, but realizes that he's not strong enough. He cannot one-on-one the Lone Druid. He will be going down. And on the other side here, Yawar still up in arms, looking to take it right to the Viper. Does win this one-on-one matchup, and still looking to fight strong all the way through to the back end of his Aegis, and will make it count with a triple kill. More than enough done by them. Doo-Wop now could take their advantage down this mid lane. Pressure on DileCom to defend, and it's only poor little Z-Talk and Van to try to hold.
And normally, you see an Io and a Lone Druid, and you're like, oh, things are not that bad. But I don't really think with just... Why? Yeah, so even Lone Druid has not hit 15 yet, so he doesn't have that 65 damage talent. And without that, really, you are like a sniper, but you're like a sniper with no items.
Oh,
and, yeah.
I hate to put it like I didn't even realize the poor DileCom, only 1 kill.
Oh yeah.
It's been a tough game.
You know, 20,000 net worth difference at 20 minutes. That'll happen.
We'll see though. This could, be the game of the history here. Big comeback. You gotta be a DileCom believer here. That kill never happened. That's why I didn't look at it. DileCom are still in this one. Beastmaster's out though, unfortunately 25 seconds. Doesn't even look like he got his roar off. it's just kind of doo-wop just whopping. What else is there to say? DileCom, like, no resonance of a high ground defense at this point. I mean, their lineup already lacks good high ground defense. It's not even the best for even spamming out the waves, with the exception of, like, the axes and some spirit balls.
Yeah, but Bloodlusted Tower, though.
They were, like, all in on having good lanes, and then maybe building up a Viper to a point where they could 4-man around in a way without the Lone Druid too much, but not the case.
This is like how my Battle Cup drafts go, where I'm like all in on one idea, where I'm like, dude, what if we got a bunch of attack speed buffs and got a Lone Druid? And then you play it, and you're like, wait, I still need to play the first 40 minutes of the game before I get to that point.
Oh, they drop a sentry. Yeah, they found the Legion. They knew she had moved nearby, but here comes trouble in the form of a Stampede. Zetalk shows up. He's like, I'm here to help, guys. No, you're here to die. They look to chase him on down. He might be able to make it away.
2.
And gone. On the other side, Van barely able to make it away. You know, that was them hoping to get the jump onto 747, but look how quick doo-wop are there to respond, man. One Stampede, they swiftly move in. No, you're not getting one more kill. And they take a couple of lives here, and now could look to push on in. With a couple of wins here and 2 points, doo-wop will move themselves up in the group stage quite a bit, actually.
Whoa,
so
what kind of talk is that? DileCom, what happened to the belief?
Well, looking likely to be the
split,
case here.
DileCom still fights their way into it. Oh, Yawar's taking a lot of damage.
He's eating hard shots, but obviously has the Shadow Dance to fall back on, and then just continues to truck on in. Tier 3 is going to be taken care of. Everything in DileCom's power to just get rid of the wave. They got rid of the wave good. There's that. But doo-wop
completed.
Yeah, doo-wop did what they could, and they'll walk away. But they need more. They just need so much more. That's good, though. Maelstrom will help clear the wave, farm up, keep things back. But, you know, I just feel like for the Ogre, you know, for the Wisp, what do we do at this point? Zetalk is trying to be like maybe the get-out-of-jail-free card, but obviously doo-wop are going to be scouting for him in the back lines. Yawar in particular, they just pop him, take him out right away, and Ogre's just bloodlust. Bloodlust, you know?
Oh, I know.
You know?
I know. Whoa, poor Zetalk. Look at this little ball travel.
Don't do this. Here he comes.
No. Just an aisle.
Hiya, hiya, hiya. Dead. All right. At that same moment, we also saw Yawar able to get the takedown.
Arguably
Mid
a more
lane.
important kill.
Yeah, much more important kill, but we saw the fun kill. Stan King going to get dropped here. Ogre also going to be going down. Triple kill for Yawar here. And the racks to be going down.
I feel like every one of Snake King's stomps in the past 20 minutes have all been 2 hero stomps. Oh, Yawar might die. Nope.
I don't know. Now enticed. They get the Soul Catcher.
Yes.
Oh, relocate. Boom. Zetalk with the big plays. Pulls Van all the way back inside the base where they feel it's safe. Meanwhile, the rest of doo-wop are just making sure this home is destroyed as they have wrecked all the way through this mid lane set of racks. And now moving down below, they're going to continue to do more of the same. We'll just have to see if DileCom can find any way to, you know, catch doo-wop with their pants down.
The 2-kill dream is alive. They will get one more kill.
They can do it, I believe.
But who?
No one really. I mean, as long as doo-wop are staying together, there is no easy target. That's 2 racks down. DileCom not looking to throw in the towel, though. They are bleeding out, though. My God.
Yes, kill him.
Okay, here we go. It's going to be Biryu. Oh, jump. They have a disruption save, and that's going to be fine. There's the move and then the duel. That's going to be the win. And doo-wop are fountain gamping right now. Uh-oh. Yawar? He's like, I'm not going to be that second kill.
Day 9 would not approve of this.
Uh-oh, Biryu. Don't be that guy. Stampede.
No.
Keeps him safe. Backs a bit away. Who's going to be the one to feed the kill? It's going to be Biryu! Oh, the save with the disruption. Biryu's not going to go down. Then finally he falls. 2-30. And maybe even some more here. Yawar back in. Come on, guys. Just end the game.
No.
Get back and end the game.
I demand more blood.
They're just trying to get him to go into submission, but DileCom obviously not looking to submit. They're happy to dance with him. They're like, just feed us that net worth bounty.
This is
Boom,
inspiring.
2-shot, 747's like, I'll take the damage. He's at 142 bonus damage. And this is just straight up World Star now. It's just an ass beating from outer space. I mean, DileCom weren't out of the tournament yet, but I don't know, after a performance like this, can they still be a team that hangs? I don't know.
I really thought stand-in would show up there.
Yeah, stand-in, you know, back to being a stand-in, I guess.
This was his shot at the big time. He was about to be EG stand-in.
Okay, well, all right, everybody. This show's over. It was a hard watch here, but Doo-Wop finally seemed to be able to put this one to bed. Good games all around. It was just a jolly day of Dota, wasn't it? All right, well, Doo-Wop get it done. And by far our biggest stomp of the day to close everything out. Woo! Okay. All right.
How them standings looking though?
Yeah, let's see here. Actually, I'll cut things away to the scoreboard and we can see what this actually means for us
The
now.
numbers. What do they mean?
The numbers. Well, Doo-Wop are coming into this series with only 3 points, given that they had a 2-0 series against Infamous, and then a 1-1. Oh, sorry, a 2-0 series against Infamous and a 0-2 series against Digital Chaos. They will continue their streak, beating down the South Americans once again as they claim another 2-0 against DileCom. So they will be up to what looks like 5 points, right? That's math. You don't get 3 points for a 2-0, do you? Let me see. 2, 3, 4. I'm not too sure. 2 wins is 4, 5. I'm not positive, to be honest with you. Let me see. 3, 6. Oh, you do. You do. Okay, sorry, guys. You get 3 points if you 2-0. So they now have 6 points. Doo-Wop does. I mean, I can show the score table, but it's outdated, unfortunately. So I'm trying to like read it off Liquidpedia as we go. But Doo-Wop will be up to 6 points. Onyx, they got a 2-0 earlier today, so they're going to be up to 8 points. So they're now at the top of the group. And oh no, this might be updated to now. Let me see here. I apologize, Tsunami. I'm trying to like
No.
Infamous.
Take your time.
Okay, never mind. That score is updated. So okay, with this win, Doo-Wop, they will move up and have 6 points and be kind of right up there in the top of this round robin, right there with DC, MP, and Onyx. But obviously, those teams already have the series advantage over them, and all you need to know is it's getting kind of close there. With the exception of Digital Chaos being out in front, MP right there, Cole. We need to find out who's going to be that one other team to be able to kind of take a top spot. I don't know if that makes any sense.
I followed it. I didn't follow it.
The American qualifier is like a bit ridiculous if I'm being honest at the moment here. I mean, obviously we have like these teams like etching out their way all the way at the top, but I'm still trying to see how it moves from after the group stage. But it looks like it's 6 invited teams. Oh, okay. 1 best of 2 round robin. And it's just the top team qualifies. So there's not even going to be there's not even a playoff here for the Star Series. It's just the top team qualifies. So DC, NP, Doo-Wop, Onyx, and Complexity are all kind of like right there, with DC pretty much way up at top. So there is still room for these teams to kind of be able to make their mark, as we still have a couple of days of American qualifiers to pan out. It's overall, Tsunami, I'd say going as expected. You know, DC, MP, and then like maybe like a Doo-Wop or Onyx might be able to creep in there, but overall it's pretty as expected. I'm sorry today was pretty stompy overall, but
No, here I was. I've been casting all these Chinese games with these nobodies like Shao 8 and
yeah.
Super, and
I heard
you know,
some
it's
stuff about those
it's
guys.
good to be back.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
I
have
mean, like
there's stand-in,
I've seen-
and then there's
yeah.
like SCC and C, and you can only have a choice of one, and stand-in is definitely the way to go.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, a pleasure as always, Tsunami. Thank you so much for coming by and hanging out. If you guys want to show some love to him, be sure to go catch him on his Twitter, of course, at Tsunami643. What's the 643 mean?
It's a great question, and one that I have not yet revealed and probably won't.
Oh goodness, a mystery. He's a mystery man. I like that.
Hey,
So Tsunami643, if you can go show him some love. Of course, I am Coddle Guy. You can catch me on my Twitter at Dakota Cox. Otherwise, I will catch you guys again on Tuesday for more American qualifier action. We'll have like Breaky, Lyrical, and the rest of the company still covering the rest of the Star Series action. But I will see you Tuesday. Thanks for coming by and hanging out for these 3 series of Dota, and we'll catch you next time for more action. Take care.
of course. Thanks for having me.
Bye, buddy.